سلام دوستان عزیز، من دیوید موسوی هستم و اینجا به دنیا آمده بودم. به عنوان مادرم میگفتش اونجا موقع که اومدیم اینجا کانادا فقط بیابون بود اصلا ایرانی نبود اون موقع، برای همین یه اسم خارجی بهم دادن. ولی اگه میخوایم میتونیم بگید داوود، هر موقع مادرم به من ناراحت میشه داد میزنه میگه داوود. So it goes back and forth, you can use whichever you want. من در منطقه ولودل الان 18 سال زندگی میکنم. دانشگاه حقوق اینجا خوندم در آزگرها، بعد رفتم MBA خوندم با دکتر زنی در شولی سکول آف بیزنس در یورک یونیورسیتی و همیشه علاقه‌مند داشتم که یک کاندید باشم برای سیاست، برای اینکه من مثل همتون سختی کشیدیم. همه خانواده سختی میکشن، همه انسان سختی میکشن و موقعی که اون سختی رو میکشین هرچی باشه یه ریالایزیشن داره. یه روزی میگی خودت من باید یه کاری بکنم. موقعی که قدرت دارم توی دستم که کمک کنم موقعی که سختی دارم داشت. So that's exactly why I decided to run. But before I said I wanted to be a candidate, I asked a number of questions of myself. I said, am I a credible candidate? What makes you a credible candidate? Do you have good experience? Do you have volunteer experience? Do you have leadership experience? And I asked myself these questions many years ago when I thought I wanted to be a candidate, and I said, I don't have that experience at that time. So I spent the last 10-15 years working on those things. Outside of practicing law, which I do in Toronto and I've done downtown for many years, I am the chair of a seniors organization because I want to learn more about seniors. I don't have any grandparents. Unfortunately, they all predeceased me, but if you don't have grandparents, it doesn't mean you don't understand seniors' issues. If you don't have children, it doesn't mean you don't understand children's issues. So it's the same sort of thing. I became the vice president of a child care organization which has about a $22 million budget, and the seniors one has about $6.5. In those capacities, we've had a lot of sort of local issues. So I'll give you an example. Right now, in Ontario, there's a shortage of childcare, and many of you in the news may have heard that there are unregulated daycare centers, and toddlers are dying. Childcare centers in the East, there's not enough. So what we've been doing through the Family Day organization, we've been advocating for more regulation, and in those meetings we sit with the leaders. So I know that there's an MP that does constituency work, they do casework, they do file work, the paperwork. But then there's the leadership side, when they sit at the table and they negotiate, and that's what I've been doing with Family Day. On the senior side, not enough funding, and a lot of isolation. Right now, Canada's population of seniors is about 16%. In 20 years, it's going to be 25%. That's 1 in 4 people will be over 65. How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for this? So we've got a lot more issues to come up with and deal with them. And those are just a couple of things. My experience in the political realm here in Willowdale with the Liberal Party started about 8 years ago. As a young Liberal, I worked my way up. I became an executive vice president of a provincial association. But the most sort of fulfilling experiences I had in the Liberal Party were recently when I was recruited by the Justin Trudeau team to be his representative in Willowdale for his leadership campaign. As you know, Martha Hall Findlay was the previous candidate, but she herself wanted to be a leadership candidate. And in the Justin Trudeau camp in the last year and a half, it was very important for them that Justin do better than Martha in her own home riding where she was. And so they wanted to make sure we had a good strategy, we had a good sort of team put together, and they asked me to do that, and I was happy to do it. When it came to the provincial leadership race, I helped Kathleen win. As you all know, she's the premier now. And so we're a very integral part of her team as well. So those are sort of my experiences. Generally, I don't want to go too much into ideas and stuff in terms of platform, because I think it would be way too much to burden you with at this time. But I'm going to pass it back to our friends here, or Dr. Assefer wants to take it over.
say that to you, one of the for.
Well, we haven't made any decisions yet, so I'm just going to pass